And then the intake.
Oh,
Dude.
tell them what you're talking about.
So, crazy story. Invite Chris on to the CrossFit gym. He comes over here with some headgear. It's a nice big rubber band or plastic band that goes over his nose.
Yep.
Essentially, it's 2 stickers go over top of your nostrils on each side, and it's a plastic band with a magnet, real strong magnet,
Real strong.
that pulls open your nostrils to help you breathe through your nose. It's supposed to keep your heart rate down, better SpO2, like just good recovery, everything.
Yeah, we're built to breathe through our nose. Like, don't be a mouth breather. End of story.
Yeah. Unless you broke your nose a bunch of times or deviated septum, you got some issues.
Sure.
So I got this intake breather. Got it for Christmas.
Nice.
I tried it out at the gym. I love it. Like, doing cardio is insane, man. It's like, yeah, third lung. So that's amazing. And I said, well, let's see. We'll give it a shot while we're sleeping.
Oh, you wore it to bed?
I did. All
Nice.
night long. Didn't move, and like I roll around. You know,
Sure.
like I woke up. It was still, the stickers are on, the little band's on. Sweet. I check out my Whoop the next morning. I average 15.8 respirations a minute when I'm sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I was down to 12.4.
Do you think it brought you down that much?
3. No, real stats.
No, yeah, it happened.
Yeah. I've never, ever have I been in 12, ever.
And
I've
that
never been lower
was
than 15. One night.
one night. Well, keep doing the research. That's pretty interesting.
That's pretty sweet, right?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so it's a full-time gym thing now. I mean, it looks a little crazy.
Mhm.
They can make it like skin color, but
I know. I've
Until
already
then-
made that recommendation.
yeah, you look like Iron Man running around. It's like you got like, some crazy stuff on your face. But no, it works. I mean, if it's stupid, but it works, it's not that stupid.
It's not that stupid.
So
Let's move. Hey everybody, this is Chris,
I'm Ben.
and this is Priority Traffic Podcast.
We are here today. We're going to be talking over 2023, different goals, ambitions that we have that we want to chase after, how you're going to challenge yourself, and what are you going to make a change in this year.
Absolutely, buddy. Can't wait.
Let's go.
Welcome back.
Dude, been a minute. Holidays.
Holidays rocked me, man. Doing all the family stuff, making time, creating recipes, and my wife's been cooking. Dude, stress was through the roof.
Yeah.
It wasn't visible, but it's palpable. Like, you can feel it.
You can feel it in the house sometimes.
Yeah.
People are just tense.
Oh,
And it's supposed to be a
gosh.
happy time.
It's supposed to be.
So I guess we should preface, whatever, and say that our episode's about, what, 3 weeks out?
Yeah, we're about 3 weeks ahead on episode, so you'll probably be catching this towards the end of January.
Yeah, maybe February. But it's New Year's Day right now.
What was that? I heard a beep.
I heard a beep too. Or,
Oh, GoPro on the left went out.
well, we're trying out new things. Because
Yeah.
it's a new year. That's what we do.
Exactly.
So we got one GoPro out, but we're still good.
Perfect. So we really just wanted to touch on, like, maybe what our goals are for the year, and if you got a cool little thing for Christmas or something, and maybe bring it up and share it with the audience and let us know how it's helping your life.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say big one is that intake breather.
Yeah, man. So you got this thing, you put it on your nose. There's 2 stickers go right here on your nose. I don't know if you can see me, but right here.
Yep.
And then there's a plastic band.
Yep. It
And
comes
it's-
in all different sizes.
Yep. It's rigid. And then it's got magnets on it. So you put that over the stickers with the little steel disc in them, and it lifts your nose off your septum, and it doesn't allow it to collapse when you breathe in that negative pressure.
Yeah. It looks crazy, but the only thing that would look crazier is if you put 2 straws in your nose and they had the same effect. You know what I mean? But, dude, I've let 3 people try it on now.
Have you really?
Yeah, and they love it. They've all bought one. And like
Really?
I said, it looks crazy, but it works. So if it works, who cares?
Yeah, if it works, it's not that stupid.
No, I love it, man. It's definitely gonna be a game changer,
Yeah.
especially Christmas present to myself. I decided to go and sign up for my first triathlon,
Nice.
but it's gonna be a sprint. So I didn't know there's any difference between them all.
What is the difference?
So this is, I believe it's a quarter of a true triathlon,
Okay.
and there's like Ironmans, and you look at that, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
maybe a goal for another year, not
Go-
this year.
Mhm.
A sprint is a quarter-mile swim.
Okay.
And I'm going to be down in St. Pete Beach, Fort DeSoto, one of my favorite places to be.
Nice.
So quarter-mile swim in the ocean, 10-mile bike ride. Not that bad, pretty casual. And
Mhm.
then just a 5K.
Okay.
And that is going to be my little pregame to the next thing I signed up for, which is an ultra marathon, bucket list thing.
Nice.
Wanted to do this for a while.
What is the ultra?
Ultra is 100 miles, and the last one I was preparing for was for 30 hours. This one's 24.
So it's a 24-hour race
Mm-hmm.
for 100 miles.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So
And when is that?
that's gonna be November 7th.
Okay, so you got a year.
Yep. Yeah, I got a
That's
good amount
not
of
too
time.
bad.
No,
Not too bad. When is your sprint?
August 7th.
So
Maybe
you-
I got the days messed up, but
Sure.
one's in August, one's in November.
Perfect. So you got some time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be warm in Florida in August.
So you should crush the run in August because you've already been training for an ultra,
Yeah,
right?
and so my mindset behind it is I'm gonna get a lot of good cardio in just preparing for this triathlon, doing bikes,
Absolutely.
swimming, especially like swimming. I know how to swim, but it's very foreign to me doing it for cardio.
Right.
You know, it's a good workout. You don't even know if you're sweating because you're in the water.
Right. You get dehydrated quick too because you're not paying attention to that.
I'm sure. Yeah. And so I think with the just preparation for the triathlon, but then the overall goal of this ultra, it's going to be pretty good, just like stepping stone. One's going to be fun, just do the competition, great place. I have family down there.
Sure.
So it's just going to be a good time. And it's just going to step into something that really I've been wanting to do it since before COVID.
Nice.
I had a race signed up for COVID that I prepared for and
Mhm.
like was ready to rock. It was in Michigan, super ideal.
Right.
And they canceled it.
Ugh.
And then they ended up never putting it back on.
Did you pay?
Yeah,
Oh, what a bummer.
I know.
You getting money back?
We're working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Headlock?
Yeah. TKO.
There you go. Snapping necks.
Yeah.
And hopefully cashing some checks if they send some money back.
Yeah, it's been a minute, so I don't think we're going to get that.
Uh,
Email box is full.
my inbox.
Yeah.
So I got this awesome gift from my wife. She got me this Hatch. It's an alarm clock that plays music or sound and gives off light.
Okay.
Okay, so what you do, you put it in, plug it in, you go to the app. Okay, everything's got an app now. And you set the time you want to go to bed and the time you want to wake up. So if I put 9 o'clock bedtime, there's a 15-minute pre-bedtime routine. It plays some orange colors. It kind of starts winding you down. So you should be in bed by then.
Yeah.
Fall asleep at 9. 15 minutes later, it turns off. So it goes to no light and pink noise. But you can change all the sounds and all the colors for all the events. So it goes all the way. So we got up at 7 today. And I had the alarm set for 7. The color starts turning on at 6:45. So 15 minutes prior to us moving into waking up, or the alarm actually going off,
Mm-hmm.
it starts to turn on and glow.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like this super gentle wake up thing that I never experienced, and it really just capitalizes on you waking up and wakes you up with light. I thought it was amazing.
So zero noise whatsoever waking you up.
So it goes from the white noise or the pink noise that's on the whole night,
Mm-hmm.
and then the color starts to dim in or
Mhm.
enter,
Rise.
rise.
Okay.
So it starts to rise, and then at 7 o'clock the sound changes to the actual alarm tone, which I tried out. It's flute.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's like meh.
Yeah. So
I'm not a flute guy.
Yeah, a bunch of little flutists coming here.
Yeah, it was super calm, and like I went to work the first day I tried it. I was like, wow, I'm relaxed.
Awake.
I was awake and not on edge. It was super strange.
Yeah.
I never experienced that before.
Changing the way you wake up is a huge factor on how at least the first 2 hours of your morning goes.
Right.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had there was an app on my phone when I was in high school. And it
Mhm.
was like you had to lay your phone in your bed and it would track like how you slept
Sure.
and whatnot. And like it would start playing soft music like at a
Yep.
certain time to help slowly wake you up. And based on how many times you would like roll over, it could sense that
Mhm.
like you're getting up.
Right.
And it'd get louder and louder and louder, and then boom, you're up.
Nice.
And that was like pretty low tech back in the day, but it was sweet. It was like
Yeah.
the first little step I ever made to enhancing the way I woke up. And
It worked.
dude, sleep is underrated.
Oh,
I think people just like, oh yeah, I got a nice mattress, like I got somewhat of a pillow. Get a nice pillow, get a nice mattress, go and set up your room, get good lights, get the lights off, phones off, no blue light. I mean, if you're gonna go and play on your iPad, turn on the old yellow setting.
right.
There's so many things you can do that people don't pay attention to that just it makes sense. Just try it, make an effort to make your sleep better, and thank us later.
Mhm.
It's underrated. I love it.
There's a lot that goes into even without buying anything. So we're gonna just talk about sleep for a minute.
Yeah.
There's ways to get sleep. There's sunlight things you can do, and if you want to change anything right away today, make sure your lights are off and make sure there's no light in your room. Like dark, dark, dark. No TVs on. Cell phone out of your room, and make sure it's cold and dark.
Yeah.
Start with those two things. maybe if you have a wife or someone that you share your bed with, let them know that you're going to be turning the air down. They might want to put on a sweatshirt or get a blanket.
Right.
I have to turn my air down to about 64 for me to be in a comfortable sleep. At work, awesome.
Right.
Crack the window. It's like freezing.
Yeah.
I sleep like a baby, and then we'll take calls. But
yeah, right. Get up. You don't want to get cold.
right. So a dark room and a cold room will instantly help you get some more sleep. Granted, there's a ton of things that go into setting up a night of sleep. It has a lot to do with what happens the day before.
Yeah.
And we should really dig into that on another time. But if you want to make some quick changes for sleep, dark and cold.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Have you ever messed around with those heavy blankets, things around the topic?
I have one at work.
Do you?
I use it at work.
You like it?
I think it's very comfortable. It's heavy. It's cool.
Yeah, so we're talking about like the weighted blankets. They come in 15, 20 pounds, stuff like that.
I have a 20-pounder.
20-pounder?
Yep.
Because they're quite the investment, man.
Yeah, it wasn't cheap.
I've been waiting to pull the trigger on one.
So I bought mine, and I used it twice, and it didn't cool me off the way I thought it should. So I was going to return it.
Is it a cooling blanket?
It was a cooling and weighted. It was
Gotcha.
supposed to do both. I sent it back. Well, the shipping was such that they said, we'll just give you half of the money back and you keep the blanket. I
Okay.
said, okay.
Yeah.
So I got $100 back and I still have the blanket.
Nice.
So
And you like it? You still use it?
I use it at work every night.
I don't think I'd want a blanket to cool me. My pillow cools me. I like a cooling pillow. Real
Do
nice.
you?
Yeah.
A cooling pillow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
They sell it on 8 Sleep, man. It's expensive.
When you say expensive, how much was it?
I don't want to say it on the air.
Okay.
It's expensive. $150.
Oh, I was thinking like $400.
Oh, no.
Okay.
We must make different money. For a pillow for me, $150 is
I mean, if
I
you're
bought this at
investing
2
in your sleep-
a.m. at work. Probably sleep deprived. Not making good
Probably.
decisions.
Tired.
That's where most of my decisions and purchases come from, man. It's like bad time. They got me. You know?
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I was just sitting there, wish I was sleeping. I'm like, I'm going to buy a pillow.
All right. So where do you get this pillow from?
I got this one off 8 Sleep, same place I got my bed. Again, 8 Sleep. It's an awesome bed. It's a cover. You can get the full system. I got the mattress, the cover. I got the pillows. I'm sold, man. I love it.
Apparently.
Yeah.
You're on the team.
I'm on the team. Yeah.
Oh, man. So I got the Hatch for Christmas. It's changed the way I wake up. You've got that pillow and a sweet mattress setup. I think if you guys want to look into getting some better sleep, check out the stuff. We'll put some notes in the notes or the description of the video, and you guys can check it out.
Yeah, we got some links and whatnot. I think so. I was talking to a buddy, and he's like, I was listening to the podcast, and what I think you guys are missing is the like children factor. He's like,
kids.
yeah, when I want to come home and relax, I got kids. You know, like when I want to sleep, I got kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think there's a certain point. Like, I don't have kids, don't really raise kids, don't know how the whole process works. But at some point, the kid's going to get, like, on a routine. I think if you can abide by that routine, like what time they're going to wake up, because there's nothing like somebody walking and be like, daddy, 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 you know, like, time to get up.
I'm sure.
Yeah, if you can go to bed earlier and wake up earlier than they do.
It might solve it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
get
when
better sleep and wake up the way you want.
When you said we don't have the kid factor, I thought you meant we needed a kid to sit here and chat with.
No.
For a sec. I was like, oh, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll get a little chill in here.
So I totally get that. Like, we don't have a lot of experience with kids, so making recommendations for people's lives that are affected by, X factors like children, time, second jobs.
Right.
There's not a lot you can do, but you can prepare. You can try and pay attention to the rhythm of the people in your lives.
Right.
And the better you get into rhythm with them, and you can start falling asleep at the right time and take advantage of people being asleep or being awake and, sharing duties or something. But
kind of have to manipulate the process, I guess. It's like, again, the closest thing I have is a puppy, and he'll come lick my face. I know he gets up at 5:30, 5:45. So if I can get up before him, problem solved.
yeah.
That's kind of what I shoot for, because I still like waking up on my own terms.
Wait a minute. So you can get up and not wake your dog up?
No, when I get up, he starts to get up.
Okay.
But it's better than me being like in REM sleep, as he's trying to lick my face off. Say, hey, bro, time to eat.
Right.
You know?
Okay, totally. Our dogs wake us up.
Yeah.
They sleep with us. We have 2 labs,
Yeah.
65-pounders.
Bowling balls.
Yeah, when they're ready to get out of bed, they start to move.
Yeah.
And, the chocolate lab will jump down and then jump back up on my wife's side and like push on her. And
Find
it's
the
pretty
weakest
crazy.
one. Yeah, he knows
she's
you're
not the weak one, that's for sure.
You're a heavy sleeper?
Well, she feeds them.
The
So,
softest one.
Yeah. She's got the hands. She feeds them, so they don't bite her.
Right.
So
that's there.
oh man. So speaking of 2023, I don't have any hard goals set
No?
up. No, I've been discussing one major professional change with not a career change,
Mhm.
but pursuing getting my lieutenant's. We have a lieutenant's book,
Yeah.
and start acting as a lieutenant.
There you go, man. I
Yeah.
think that's a great decision.
It's terrifying for me, and I know it's not always terrifying for everybody, but doing something new, and there's that fear of failing. And I was talking to Kate, and I'm like, all these reasons why I'm like nervous to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, that is the exact reason why I think I need to do it.
Right.
Like the fear, the doubt, the uncertainty, like those are three things that people who take risks need.
Yeah.
So
If I have, again, not an officer, but I got a lot of really good guys I learned from. This one guy I respect. He's like an uncle of mine now. He's retired. Great dude.
Mhm.
I'm not going to name drop him because he'd kill me.
Sure.
But he told me, he's like, no one's ever prepared to be an officer.
right,
And it's kind of like when you're not prepared being a firefighter. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah, you go through fire academy, you do all these things, but you don't know what you signed up for until you just do it. Like,
right.
you don't know what a fire's like until you're in a fire. So
Mhm.
you don't know what being a lieutenant's like until you're being a lieutenant. Then it's up to you to justify every action you make.
Right.
Like, just because you go and put out a fire doesn't mean you're a good firefighter. It
Mhm.
doesn't mean you're a good person to work with.
Sure.
Like, you have to go and like critique yourself and say like, yeah, I'm gonna be like a man in the team. I'm gonna
Right.
watch out for my guys and make sure I don't put myself in a position I can't get myself out of.
Sure.
And it's the same thing with being an officer, except for like, you're the one shooting and making all the calls.
Yeah, you're doing all the paperwork, and you're the shift leader.
Yeah,
And
I don't
at
think
least
it's
at your house.
paperwork. I think it's just you gotta make sure everybody goes home.
That is ideally the space for it,
Right.
and just being a good leader. But so that's one of my goals. I'm gonna this February I'm gonna grab my book and start moving in.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's
nervous.
It's another journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Something to be
And that's what
excited
we're
about.
looking for. So
Yeah. Open up a new chapter.
yeah.
Level up.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Leveling up that's ultimately my goal, is to chip away at those things in my blind spots and those things that I like shy away from.
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
So I got a couple buddies. Have you ever heard of 75 Hard?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Tell me about it.
We're teeing it off tomorrow.
You're starting tomorrow.
Yep. I think they've done it twice. I don't know all the ins and outs. I got to look it up tonight, but I already told them, I'm in. Like, the way I thought about it is like, who am I to go and sit on a podcast and tell people like, get sleep, drink a bunch of water, work out, like be
Right.
healthy, don't do any dumb decisions, and like challenge yourself if I'm not actually challenging myself. So I'm like, I'm in.
Okay.
It's not the most ideal time to start it in January in Michigan because I know one portion is you have to do 2 workouts. Okay, big deal. I do 2 workouts. One has to be outside.
Oh, fudge.
Yeah, that's a roughin'.
Yeah, it is what it is. You can do it, but
Yeah,
that's not ideal.
I'll figure it out. I think some days I might have to not abide by that rule because I'm already gonna surpass one thing. It's like post on your social media every day of that you're doing 75 hard. Like
Okay.
what day you're on for accountability.
Okay.
I can keep accountability for myself. I don't need
But
to.
you still got to post it.
No, not doing it.
You're not doing it?
No,
Oh,
I think it's more of a promotional thing.
you're bending the rules a little.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not going to work out outside, what's the big deal?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna work out outside.
Oh, you are going to work out
Yeah,
outside.
but
But
if
you're
it's
just
a blizzard or freezing rain, I might push off and go swimming.
shovel.
Yeah.
Shovel that snow.
Right.
You can shovel your front yard
There
again.
you go for time.
Yes. Oh, man. So I think this podcast has been like probably one of my biggest goals, and it's been a goal for several years now. And I'd like to kind of reflect on, how we got here,
Ooh.
right? Like we've put out at this point, we've put out a handful of content and episodes, and it's been a challenge. Like every week we've gotten a little better. We've made a different tweak on audio or video or music.
Yeah, trying out 3 cameras instead of just one, shooting for different angles. Like
Yeah.
every week is something new.
Yeah, and you run into new problems all the time, and how you handle those problems on the fly with the video camera up is like, holy cow. Like, do you stop or do you pause? I mean, you can't really.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
you can't say pause the house fire. My buddy, he doesn't have boots. He left them at the station.
Yeah. Whoops.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, and I guess a little background of what we're doing. We made an Instagram reel one time. It was like right before we started. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, well, worst comes to worst, we'll retake it. And he goes, there's no retakes. And we ran with that ever since. We've never redone a video.
Right.
I mean, what we do is just on the fly. We try not to have anything written down too much. I mean, we do like bullet points and stuff, but
Sure.
it's mostly just like shooting from the hip.
And it definitely has a direction, and you know, we're getting better. And every week we try to get better. We watch the videos, we critique it, we adjust the lighting. You know, we take the feedback from our friends, and at some point, it's just a conversation that two friends are having about themselves, about their experiences, about the fire service.
Yeah.
And you can't really critique or like what would you say, box that in too much. You can't script that out
No.
very much.
No, it's pretty organic.
Yeah.
I like that.
And part of going live is like handling the problems as they come up. And the other day I don't know if I read it or somebody said it, but if you're not taking attempts, you're not going to fail, right? That's the safe way. But if you're not failing, that means you're probably not trying,
Right.
right?
So not doing something new.
Yeah. Just take the attempt. And if a failure comes from it, learn from that failure, because only losers don't learn when they fail. If you think you're a loser because you fail, the only reason you're a loser because you failed is because you didn't learn from it.
Right.
And you didn't attempt again.
Yeah.
Right? And you just got to keep trying.
Yeah.
And if this thing goes bad one day, then we just stop trying. But we can learn from it every single day. I think it kind of goes with life.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to take a risk, because failure's an outcome. But with failure comes a lot of perspective and experience and knowledge and learning. And
Yeah. I think whenever you fail, whenever you attempt something, there's an option or there's a chance that you fail.
mm-hmm.
But with the failure or success, you're going to learn either way.
You should.
You know, you're going to learn whether you do good or you're going to learn whether you do bad. And whether you go and say, like, have the mindset of saying, I'm only going to fail once. If I mess up, I will mess up because I'm human,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm only going to mess up that particular thing one time.
Sure.
Oh, I'm going to learn from it.
Right.
Perfect. Sweet. Mess up then.
Right.
I want to see you mess up and then never do it again. Awesome.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. I mean, ideally.
Yeah, and the more experience you have, like let's say you're a baseball player, you're gonna strike out like 3 times out of 10, or that's pretty good, or 6 times out of 10. But as you bat more, the average is just gonna kind of settle in, and if you're batting 300, that's pretty good.
That's like
right?
par, right? What people do, or is that better?
That's like pretty close to really good in baseball.
Okay.
I think, from what I recall. Because you don't see a lot of people batting 400. It's all a number between 3 and 4 out of 10.
I like going to the games, getting a beer and a hot dog, leave it around the 6th inning. I don't know too much about the stats.
I don't either, man. I just know that the odds are you're going to fail more often if you're trying than you do win the championship.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's a good point. I like that.
Just
a
keep
little
going.
bit of success in our new year.
Yeah, man. I think we're going to have a lot of success in this year, and I'm pretty grateful for everything we've done. Grateful to have you on board. Grateful for all this fine equipment, this house.
Right.
We haven't had to buy a bunch of stuff to facilitate moving into this podcast space, which I'm really grateful for.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stuff. The stuff we have is good enough. That's kind of one of the mindsets I'm trying to adopt this year, is make sure if I'm going to go buy a pair of shoes, I go spend some time with the shoes that I have.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, I don't need another pair of shoes,
right,
because I have you guys.
Yeah.
And you're not that broken down, or there's no holes.
Don't be a glutton.
Right, exactly.
I hear you, man. Right there with you.
So,
I had quite the perspective, and I made a whole grocery list of things that I want to change this year.
yeah.
And how much I abide by it, it goes in like priority at the top of my list to like some things I'm just shooting for that I'd like to change, And it's hard to make too many changes in 1 year. It's just life.
It's not advisable.
Right. And so like life happens, you get busy, you fall off the focus, but I'm really going to try to maintain like the top 5. Like that's what I'm shooting for. I got like top 5 things I want to make an effort to just motivate myself to stay more disciplined, to I have goals I want to meet this year, and if I can keep those, I'll be happy, even though I've probably got like 30 things on the list.
So what's your number 1 on the list?
Number 1 on the list is to challenge myself, challenge my mindset. I think after going and like really digging into seeing these guys that push themselves, like the Dev Cruz guys, and
Mhm.
David Goggins guys, and Cam Hanes, like all these
Right.
crazy athletes and these crazy guys in the military that
Mm-hmm.
like the elite of the elite.
Right. Tip of the spear, and they're still the guys that are the tip of that group.
Yeah, I realize that I'm not that hard.
Hmm.
Like I'm pretty soft in perspective of like these great guys.
Sure.
But they're made out of the same thing that I'm made out of. So
Mhm.
why can't I do the same thing as them?
Yeah. I mean, you can.
I don't
You
see why
absolutely
not.
can.
So
That's good.
yeah, that's my number one.
That's your number one.
Yep, push
Good.
my mindset. I want to see where I can get to.
There you go. That's for me. That's similar, but mine's going to be a financial thing. Like, don't waste money.
Mm.
Like, don't spend it if you don't need it, and really try to not hoard it, but spend it wisely. Invest in the
With
home.
a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be very intentional with my money, and not buy a book or a pair of shoes or something that I don't need that I've got plenty of that I could absorb more from.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking.
We're good.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I think that's a good move. I think everybody can kind of reflect on their finances. At least for me. I mean, I still spend money like I'm a 18-year-old. That's stupid, man. It's like
I do the same thing.
I gotta grow up. See a new pair of shoes. I'm like, those look way cooler than the ones I had before.
I have shoes too, so
And I had the same feeling with the last shoes. Like all you use is like wear them at the gym.
right.
And then I live on a dirt road. Everything gets muddy. I get ruined. Oh well.
Well, I think that's a good place to end this episode. We are going to wrap it up here. Thanks for listening. I'm Chris.
I'm Ben.
This is Priority Traffic Podcast. Don't forget to click, like, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications. We'd love to hear from you guys. Send us an email. If this means anything to you and you had a good time listening to it, please feel free to share it and let all your friends know we are out here to motivate and inspire. Have a great 2023.